Hey guys.
Hi.
You're listening to Not As We Planned. So get ready for
Honest,
raw,
unfiltered,
unhinged story,
where we share our advice, opinions,
and talk about all the shit that people avoid discussing. We want to point out we are not qualified professionals, although I feel like I am one.
and what we say is the advice we would give to our besties. Hello guys, welcome back to Not As We Planned. We hope you're doing well. Firstly, can we just do like an ode to the amazing humans who've taken time to go onto Apple and give us absolutely stunning reviews?
I was reading them and I was just like, it's just obviously it's nice to read like good stuff about yourself, but I don't know, it just, yeah, we really appreciate all the reviews and please keep them coming because
It helps.
not only is it nice to see, but it does help. So, and also, obviously, if you're listening to this, you may not realise that you can also watch it on YouTube. Even if you don't, if you can just subscribe, that also really helps as well. So, yeah.
And also,
and also,
please, if you know anyone who you think might enjoy it, just send them a WhatsApp with the link to this episode. And yeah, the more you share, the more it helps us. We want to reach more.
And also, no joke. And also, can you imagine if this was the whole episode? It's gonna be called and also. Yeah, if you haven't signed up to Patreon, want to just let you know it's not just an extra episode. Obviously, that extra episode is really nice,
And it's also really juicy normally.
yeah. But we also do monthly Zooms, and we've actually got one tonight, which I'm looking forward to. It feels like it's been a while. I feel like it got delayed because of family bereavement, but it's just so nice. It's like just having like a group chat, like girly chat, slagging our exes off or talking about funny dating disasters or just having a bit of a bloody
It's a bit more raw because it is closer.
Also really personal, isn't it? And it's such a safe space.
It's not recorded. You're either on or you're not.
Yeah, and because it's obviously only Patreon members that get access to the Zoom and the password, we can see everyone that's on it. It's a safe space. So yeah, I know some people are a bit like, oh, I've got to really be careful of my outgoings and things like that. I think if you really utilise Patreon as therapy, that extra episode, the group chats are deep. People ask you so much advice. Being able to connect with people that actually get what you're going through, and that Zoom on top of that, when you really think about that, for £1 a week, it's a no-brainer because therapy is normally at least £50 a week. So yeah. Anyway, catch up. How's your week been? I feel like Carly's weeks are just getting wilder and wilder.
How's my week been? Well, I'll share some stuff on Patreon, some on here. Yeah, wild week for me, to be honest. I had a kid-free weekend.
Mm-hmm.
So to get you up to speed, I was meant to have a date on Monday, got ghosted on Thursday. That didn't happen.
It's all a learning experience.
It's actually, do you know what? It actually threw me for a little bit. And I was like, why is this impacting me? Because I know my self-worth. It wasn't that.
You are human at the same time. I said that to you. Do you remember?
I don't even like you enough for you to get a kick out of ghosting me because I could have ghosted you. Like, it's like that.
But do you remember you were a bit down and I was like, stop being so hard on yourself, regardless of how much work someone has done on themselves. We are still human. We still have feelings. And even if someone that you don't care about does something that's a bit disrespectful, it's going to have some sort of effect.
I knew it was coming.
Mm.
And anyway, so that didn't happen. Went out.
If you're listening.
Went out on Saturday. And that was a hilarious day. Hilarious. Brilliant night, day, whatever it was. Then the next morning, so I think that day I'd matched with someone on Bumble. So I've downloaded Bumble.
Oh yeah, you said.
Actually finding it better.
Okay.
I guess it just depends where you are and luck of the draw as who's on what app, but definitely more my type. Yeah, I'm personally just finding it better, and it's different. So it's not like when I did it 2 years ago. It's not the girl that has to start the conversation.
Really?
No. So now you put like, when you're doing your profile, you put like a prompt question that they have to answer once they've matched with you, or you can match with their one. So you can choose whether you want to start the conversation or they.
But what happens if you want them to start the conversation and their profile is that they want you to? Does that mean you can't?
No, you can both, either of you can start the conversation.
Oh, okay. That's interesting. I think
but then you've got like a timer running down of when you've matched.
I've seen
when they
that.
go.
24 hours.
Is there someone I really like and they've not done anything? I'm like, fuck it. Anyway, match with someone.
I think that's good for everyone to know, because I think that most people
that's why I want to do it. Yeah,
that Bumble is like girls change.
But also the problem is, I think where some people have been on it previous years, one of the guys I spoke to was like, no, the girl starts a conversation. I'm like, no, they've changed it because I've had it.
Yeah.
Because I didn't know that. So it's transition period. But yeah, matched with someone on Saturday. We were talking. Sunday morning, he messages me saying, do you want to go for a walk at like 11 o'clock? And it was 10 o'clock when he messaged. I was like, can we call it 11:15? It was really local. Went for a walk, had a coffee. I won't lie. It was a really, really good day. Very physically attracted to him. We got on really well. It was really easy. It was one of those walks where he kept being like, should we go down here now? Because like, he kind of didn't want the conversation to end. Anyway, then he was like, right, I'm just going to put it out there. What are you doing tonight? Because he knows like I have very limited free time. And I was like, I'm actually not doing anything. I was just going to chill. And he was like, okay, well, if you fancy it, do you fancy meeting up again later? So I was like, sure, give me a text later. He texts me and he's like, fancy coming to mine to chill and we can get some food? And I just thought, no, I don't, hun.
Right.
And so I was like, so I just messaged back saying, I don't really feel comfortable coming to your house, but if you want to go out, just let me know. Thought, fuck it. Anyway, then he messaged me back saying, I've booked this restaurant for this time. Do you fancy going for a drink before? So I thought, Joe, well, effort's there. Let's do it. And what have I got to lose at this point? When it was really nice, we had a nice time. I just felt like the vibe was a little bit different. I don't know if it's because we'd seen each other too much at a time, or whether maybe he was after one thing and he didn't get it and just thought like this. Who knows? Nice guy, like, don't have a bad word to say, but he did say to me, like, he's not a texter. He's really bad at doing that. And I didn't hear from him the next day. I'm not gonna lie, I did think I got ghosted. I thought, I'm not messaging you. But he messaged me yesterday or the day before, and it was just such a... Did I send you?
No, you didn't send it to me. You just said it was very like, it didn't warrant a reply.
No, so I just haven't replied. But I'm not ghosting him. I don't know, if someone wants to see me, they want to see me, and I want that energy and effort from someone.
Also, like I said to you, know how you said that he's not really a texter, and
I need a text.
Exactly, and so do I. And I feel like that is almost like finding someone that's on the same level as you.
Do you know what? If he is into me and it's just his way of being, it's just not for me, because I need more than that.
Absolutely.
And that's okay. Like, I'm a needy little human at the end of the day, and I'm okay with that. And it's recognising what I need from someone, and that wouldn't meet my needs.
And I don't think it's a bad thing if you need to have someone. I'm not saying that I need constant chat. Like, people have a job, people have things to do, but I also, for me, I find, especially in this day and age where your phone is the way that you communicate, WhatsApp, whatever, like, it's part of communication.
Yeah. Well, do you know what? I think this whole like dating thing is really helping me figure these things out. Like, obviously I have a very profound list of what I'm looking for in someone, but it's actually going on these dates and experiencing things that are making me feel like, okay, I like this doesn't work, whatever it is. So it's just, I'll be honest, it's been really interesting. I have to be honest, dating in your 30s is so hard. It's so hard, right? Especially with the age range of men I've gone for. So you've got the lower end. The thing is, these people, and they could be within like the 30s to the 40s or even early 40s mark, but they could either be so incredibly mature and have incredible deep conversations, or it's literally like, I can't even explain some of the conversations I'm having, but it's literally like talking to a boy child. And like, I'm just finding the sparse variety of conversations I could be having with one 40-year-old to another 40-year-old, mind-blowingly crazy. Like, we literally don't know what you're going to get. But I will say, from what I've experienced the last few weeks, is I'm weirdly, for the first time in my life, more drawn to older men. All of the people I'm...
And that's funny, because that's how I felt this time around.
And I'm kind of considering changing my lower end age, like up from 34. I'm just finding all the anyone under 35 at the moment, it's really bad, but I feel like it's given me a bit icky. Like, I'm not looking for like
someone to mother.
I'm not looking for someone to mother. I'm not looking for someone to just have like sexy, flirty stuff with. I'm looking for that deep connection. And I just don't feel like they can bring it. One of my life goals when I was younger was to always be a MILF. And I think I've reached it, right? Saturday we're out and this group of guys sent over tequilas to us at the table whilst we're eating our lunch. We were like, oh, obviously you feel like you have to talk to them. So they come over, talk to us. The girls I'm with are a bit younger than me, 29 and 32. So they're talking to them and they're like, how old are you? And I was like, yes, like 30. And I was like, no, I'm probably old enough to be a mother. So I was like, he was like, how old are you? I was like, 37. And I'm like, oh my God, you're a MILF. And I was like, and then like that whole night, not even joking, I just attract really young guys. And they really like the fact you're a bit older and she's 37. She's got 2 kids. Like, and then they were like, this had you on Instagram. I was like, yeah, I know. In my head, I'm thinking you're a boy child right now. But I feel like I'm in my MILF era and I'm here for it. But anyway, yeah, I do have a date tomorrow. So that'll be next week's update. This one I'm quite excited about, but I'm not getting excited because people can go. So we just roll with it. Anyway, how's your week?
How was my week? Yeah, it was really, really nice. We obviously had the bank holiday weekend. So went to Legoland, like the 8 of us.
Finally.
Yeah, it was postponed and then we went. But Rome was maybe not going to make it because do you remember when we filmed last week? I got a call from school that he had like a bad tummy. He then had like really high temperature, no appetite. He was quite happy, but like his temperature was really high. Had the weather not dropped on the day that we went, it was like really hit and miss. Like in that morning, his temperature wasn't as high. So I thought, do you know what? I'm taking the buggy with.
Yeah.
I'll give him some Calpol. And then literally as we got there, he was just happy as Larry and the temperature. That morning he had a bit of a temperature and then it's gone ever since. So I'm so happy that because I felt really like torn like whether to take him or not because my mum offered my mum offered to have him, but he was obviously right at the end of it. He had a little nap while we were at Legoland and then literally just full of energy. But do you know what, it is just so nice seeing how well the kids gel together. They're so lovely together. The dynamic is so lovely, like although it's really different ages.
How was his younger?
So she's 6, but she's the same year as Blake and Ivy.
Right.
So she's going to be 7 this month.
Right.
Albeit taller than both Blake and Ivy, obviously. Although Blake's actually really tall, but she's just really, really tall. But I think that because like his 11-year-old daughter obviously has like a younger sister, she's used to being with like a Blake and Ivy. Yeah. So they like get on really, really well. But then the 11-year-old is also really like nurturing and motherly to Rome. But then so is his 14-year-old son. And then I think Ivy loves the kind of like older brother. And it's just so nice to see. So yeah, that was really, really nice. I don't even remember if I spoke about it last week. Just since coming off the pill, I just can't quite grasp my emotions. Like I've just been feeling very low, like almost like I'm vibrating on a bit of like a flat level at the moment. I know. And I mean, I'm putting it down to coming off the pill, but I do think that's the case because this isn't something that tends to happen to me where I'm sort of just like plodding very flat for days on end. But then what didn't help, which I will probably have to really bite my tongue and maybe have a bit of a rant on Patreon, but their dad is pissing me off. Like, honestly, I know I've always sort of been seen to have a really healthy co-parenting relationship because, to be honest, we did, whatever you want to call it. But there are just certain things that always end up causing a problem, which it has again. Although actually, something I will share on here. Do you remember when I spoke about that one day where he picked up the kids, he sort of like came into my house and like started like helping himself to my food, sat on the other, and you were like, you need to set some boundaries. I ended up having a conversation with him about boundaries because it's just he's too familiar.
Way too.
So I had a situation where he now knocks, like back in the day, like he's just walk in. which his mum actually did the other week. His mum came to pick up, his mum came to pick up the kids, because you know how you can open my door from the outside if I don't lock it, which I always forget to do. No one come and rob me.
Advertising, guys.
She came to pick up the kids. She just walked straight in.
That's just right.
It's like, hun, who the fuck are you? You don't even fucking talk to me. Would I do that into your house? Absolutely fucking not. So anyway, the other day, I'm upstairs sorting myself out, because on a Wednesday night when he comes and collects them, I'm usually like doing something. So I'm doing my hair, whatever. And then he knocks, and obviously the kids let him in. The next thing I know, about 5 minutes later, I walk out of my dressing room and he's in the kids' room, like grabbing some stuff of theirs. I could have been fucking naked. Like what? So I ended up having a conversation with him on the phone and sort of just saying, like, I feel like you're a bit too familiar. Like, it makes me uncomfortable. He was understanding, he listened, but then it got a bit awkward when I was like, and you sort of like touched me a bit too much. He was like, what? I was like, yeah, like you touched me. I was like, you did it the other day. You sort of grabbed me and gave me a hug and stuff, and like it makes me uncomfortable. And I was sort of like, you know, like, I've got a partner, you've got a partner, like, can we respect that? And sort of like, I think he was like almost making out he doesn't. It's like, trust me, I'm not going to say it if you don't do it. But now we are not good. But I will leave the rest to have a little rant on a episode that he can't listen to unless he pays. Thanks, Begs, for your money. Thanks, hun. Yeah, let's crack on with some emails. We're going to start with apologies, massive apologies. A lot of you noticed it, which I'm not surprised. We started an email about a Tinder disaster, and then we got sidetracked, spoke about ourselves, and went on to the next email.
No, sis.
First for everything, but we are now officially going to read your email.
Here we go. Okay. Brief messaging. Shall I read it from the beginning?
Yeah.
Context. Brief messaging with a man on Tinder. Let's not say anything until the end of the
And also, okay.
He was good looking in his pictures and had a bit of banter in the messages. He was from the same area as me, talking about schools, and he said he went to the local and very expensive private school. He asked if I wanted to come and meet him for a drink, and I thought, forward, but why not? I hate endless messaging. You easily build up and imagine someone before you get to meet them and get disappointed. But this is where we got to. So I went, disregarded the little red flag that he was at a pub by himself. Turned up, got myself a drink and went to find him. He hadn't messaged to ask what I wanted to drink or where he was sat. We actually read this. I have read this.
Oh, I haven't heard this.
Anyway.
How cringe is that to like have to start looking to find the person? They haven't even like let you know where they are.
Bare minimum, guys. Mm-hmm. He looks scruffy as fuck, wearing a hat indoors and joggers. Ick. Yeah. Instantly thought, no, not for me. Call me shallow, I'm fine with that. No, do you know what? And this is what I'm learning is it's okay to have those feelings. Like, is it discovering what it is that you like, and what, if it's giving you the ick, that's a sign it's just not for you, babe.
Yeah.
But not good looking like his pictures. Sat down, he kept trying to touch me, very obviously drunk, bragging about his 6-bedroom house here and other house in Fulham, his gold and diamond Rolex, and his business.
Oh, see, do you know what? But do you know, a lot of rich people do look like, do you know what I mean?
That gives me the ick. Do you know what? If you're wealthy, fine, great for you.
Don't be flash.
Don't be flash about it. Be humble.
Yeah. Flashy men.
Yeah, that gives
is not for me.
Same.
Agreed.
He asked what I was doing after my drink, and I said I'd probably go home. He said, cool, I'll come with you.
Will you forward?
I said, I don't think you will. Then he started getting defensive about how I was making out he was being presumptuous. I said, you're drunk and this isn't attractive. He denied being drunk. I said, all right then. I said, I'm not feeling this at all. He said, we're not compatible. I said, no, I'm going to go. I left my half-drunk drink and blocked him as soon as I got in the car. So grand total of a 15-minute date.
Wow.
Worst bit, I got home and he had sent me a message request on Instagram. Babe, anal 100, yeah?
Fuck off!
Said, what a disgusting, entitled, sweaty, gross pleb. Boy, bye.
That is... Obviously, he was joking. I mean, besides the point, Okay, funny dating story or not funny, depending on how you look at it. Get the dating stories in, please, guys. We want to hear them. Hi, ladies. I've recently found your podcast and it is helping me so much. After my husband announced he didn't love me anymore and hadn't for years at the end of December and walked out on me and my 2 young girls.
Thanks, Han.
Yeah, bye. I'm only on episode 37, so I have a lot of catching up to do, but I want you to know how much good you're both doing and just to say thank you.
You're welcome.
I saw Carly ask on Instagram for funny dating stories. This isn't technically a date and it might not be funny depending on how dark your sense of humour is. I feel like we can do dark, no?
Dark.
Years ago, I was on a night out with friends. We were joined by some friends of friends that I didn't know. I was pretty drunk, and as the night was coming to an end, we were waiting for a taxi. I had a drunken snog with one of my friends of a friend that I didn't know. It meant nothing and had no intention of ever hearing from him again. But I get a phone call from my friend a month or so later to tell me that the boy that I drunkenly kissed had been arrested on suspicion of murdering his own mum.
That is a bad boy.
Horrifying. And not funny at all when you really think about it, but not exactly what you expect to hear about a guy that you've been locking lips with a few weeks earlier. Turns out he was guilty.
Oh my God.
And a few years later, the story was featured in a Netflix documentary episode, and everything, not including his drunken conquest, thankfully.
That's amazing.
Hoping my post-divorce dating stories will be much tamer. Haha, keep up the amazing work, ladies. That is fucking insane. You kissed a murderer.
You've literally kissed a murderer. That's what you could put on your dating profile.
What, 2 truths and 1 lie?
I
hooked up with a murderer. Oh my God, that's so funny.
Hi ladies, your podcast has been a lifeline over the last 18 months and I'm a faithful Patreon member too. You guys are rocking it. Thank you. You asked for funny dating stories, so I thought I'd give you my experience of dating so far. It's not always been funny, I know. But there are lighter moments. Apologies in advance for the length of my email. Let me rewind and give you a brief overview of how I got here. My husband and I split in October 2023. I feel like 2023 was quite a significant year for a lot of us guys. After 3 years of me being the 99% parent to our beautiful daughter, I needed more from him as I was working 3 days a week as a teacher, plus tutoring on the side. And he struggled to meet even our most basic needs. Always stating that he needed to decompress after hardly working and that staying up until midnight playing Call of Duty, was always more important. There's a lot more to it, but he doesn't deserve any more airtime. Co-parenting relationship is pretty good though, so that's a positive. In April 2024, after saying that I never wanted a man to touch me ever again, I decided that actually was quite a foolish decision. So I dipped my toe into the land of Bumble. After a few days of swiping to my heart's content, I matched with Mark. I've changed all the names, by the way. Okay. He was a similar age to me, no kids, decent job, had his own place, seemed to tick a few boxes. Didn't drive though.
So yeah, that would be a no from me.
Same. Which now gives me the complete ick. Weird thing was, he lived literally a 2-minute walk from my house. We went on a date.
See,
yeah, you can see how you could
no, but maybe I then, if he ticked loads of boxes, seemed like a really good guy, like you can get your driving license. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, you can see how you can like scoot around things like that.
Yeah. However, I feel like it definitely takes a type of person to not want that independence.
I just find it weird that you wouldn't turn 17 and like try and get your driving license. Anyway, that's just me. We went on a date walking around our local nature reserve and the conversation flowed nicely. He's very complimentary about me, which was welcomed as words of affirmation is my love language and I had not been told I was beautiful in years. We had a couple more dates and then one evening I went to his for dinner. Dinner was fine. Then we moved to the bedroom where he had a single bed. Not one bed, literally a single bed that you have as a child. Did it have Marvel covers as well?
Was it a cot bed?
Did it have sides on it in case you fell out? I asked whether he was ever intending to maybe stretch to a double, and he said, I don't move in my sleep. So it's not as if I need the space. Sorry, what? I should have got out there immediately, but I decided to roll with it. And what?
But don't roll on the bed because you'll
don't
fall
roll.
off.
That was a mistake. Anyway, we were getting down to it. My clothes were off, and he had been very generous, shall we say? And then his clothes came off, and I'm not kidding. His penis was the size of my little finger, and it was hard. And I thought, Jesus Christ, what the fuck am I supposed to do with that? Turned out I didn't need to do anything as he climbed on top of me, and as he was holding himself there, his left arm started shaking like he was going to collapse. He had a recent injured shoulder and wasn't able to hold his own weight above me. And he wasn't even a big guy. Oh, if that's not going to give you the ick, I don't know what is. I offered to go on top. I felt obliged at this point, and he declined, saying that he was too embarrassed and that we should try again another night. Safe to say I ended it and never saw him again.
Oh my God.
3 months later, I started dating Kevin. Lovely guy. But I knew it wasn't going to go anywhere as he didn't match my intelligence level. Don't hate me for being judgmental. Oh, I love this, you know it. You know it.
At the end of the day, you've got to find someone that's on your level.
Yeah. I did decide that he would be a great first sex after marriage guy, so I went back to his one night. He lived in a shared house.
I thought you were going to say a shed.
He lived in a shed and had one room with a small double bed.
Okay, we're going off.
Upgrade from the single.
Yeah, we're going off in the world.
And then I noticed what was next to the bed about 2 feet away. Glass cases full of tarantulas.
That's weird.
I literally backed away to the door, slightly hyperventilating, and he said, oh, didn't I mention I have 12 tarantulas?
Oh my God. What is this?
With hairy little legs. No, you fucking didn't. You turn it.
My sister would have a fucking mental breakdown. She's got a phobia of spiders.
I'll attach a photo to the email so you can see what I was dealing with. Oh my God.
Fucking hell, 12 of them.
They are like the size of my face.
Oh. What is that? Webs?
That's webs.
That is rank.
That's horrifying. That's enough to close your vagina up for good, I'll tell you that much.
Fucking hell.
Anywho.
Freak.
This is fantastic. She's given us a whole ton of stories here. But at this point, I just wanted to get laid, so I went through with it. It was great, no regrets, but I ended up fleeing after about a month after he said the spiders came first.
Really?
Sorry, Stephen, the spider. He's my priority, him and his 8 legs.
Oh,
mucking.
I am dead.
It was all quiet on the sky. Can I say, these are the emails we want, guys. This is giving me life. It was all quiet on the dating front till January 2025, when I decided I'd had enough of talking to imbeciles online. I thought speed dates would be a fun thing to try. I was booked in, nervous as fuck. Turned up for the 7:30 start time to 12 guys and me. Literally no other female had turned up.
Wow.
It's like a...
Buzzing for you.
Yeah, it's like a gangbang.
Yeah.
Although 8 had apparently booked, it was like the start of a horrific porno. The host lady was so apologetic to all of us and said she understood if none of us wanted to stay and that we would have a free ticket to the next event regardless if we stayed or left. I thought, why not? Let's just stay and practice my flirty chat. 7 of the guys left. 7. How insulting. I went through the remaining 5 dates, spending 4 minutes with each. Mr. Sleazy Salesman, who does salsa. Mr. I work for a wealthy family maintaining their polo grounds. Shame didn't own the polo grounds though, isn't it? Number 3, Mr. Mauritius, but wasn't planning to stay in the country. Number 4, Mr. Italian wine connoisseur, complete with a silk scarf and ponytail. 5, Mr. What are your deal breakers? As soon as he sat down, I was a bit taken aback and said, I'm not sure, tell me about yourself. And he said, don't have kids, don't want kids. And I shouted, that is the deal breaker. All in all, not a super positive experience. In February this year, I started chatting to Daniel. He was incredibly flirty in his messages, Had a great job, had a son a similar age, and was quite local to me. Ticked a lot of boxes. Somehow we got onto the topic of the fact that I enjoy reading spicy books. When he replied, I write erotica as a hobby.
Stop it.
Well, of course, I asked him to share some, and it did not disappoint. My friend would love this, by the way. This continued each night with him making it his mission to get me to orgasm through his stories, which he succeeded at for about a week and a half straight.
Fucking hell.
Then we booked a date in finally, and I was super excited. The day the date came, and I sent a message to confirm where and when we were meeting. When I was met with a dreaded 1 grey tick on WhatsApp. His photo had vanished, and none of my messages were being delivered. The prick had blocked me. I was so shocked and devastated that someone could be so cruel. Just use your fucking words. He's obviously like disgusting in real life. Like, he's obviously only good at writing sexy shit.
Yeah, or he was not single.
Anyway, most recently I met Michael. He was genuinely the nicest guy. And after our first date, he wanted to meet again a couple of days later, which we did. And we had our first kiss, which was incredible. Honestly, I've never met such a good kisser. He was so complimentary about me. And the way he was talking about me made me think that this was going to actually go somewhere. He was going to Rio the following week and wanted to see me before he went. This wasn't going to be possible as he had his daughter and I had mine. So evenings were out and I was working in the day. He asked if I had a lunch break. No, yes, I do, but I'm a teacher, so it's just not as if I can return late from lunch. He said, can I bring you a coffee? And I said that I would only be able to see him for about 30 minutes, but he still wanted to see me. Honestly, at this point, with the effort he was putting in, I was cautiously optimistic. He did bring me a coffee and we parked up near my school and chatted until it was time to drop me back. He went to Rio, rang or FaceTime me every day, kept saying how he couldn't wait to see me when he got back, and I was loving it. When he came back, we saw each other a few times. The sex was just incredible, as were the kisses. And then it became more difficult as he is his daughter 50-50. He invited me around one evening when he had his daughter. We'd been dating about 3 weeks and I was really concerned. He said it was fine and that he was planning to be with me forever anyway, so why wait to introduce me?
Red flag.
Alarm bells were starting to ring, but I decided to go round. His daughter is 5, same age as my daughter, and instantly I was able to get her on side and he looked like he had won the jackpot. I seriously thought, this is it. No way would he introduce me to his daughter if he didn't want this to work. 2 weeks later, I had hardly seen him and he kept putting off meeting up. One evening, he said we would meet. I texted to confirm plans. He said he was at his dad's as he had a water leak. So he was sorting that, having some dinner, and then would let me know when he was home. Messaged again at 9 p.m. to say, guess you're still working on the leak, let's do another night. And he didn't message back until 10 p.m, asking to call me. I said that was fine as I was still up. He wanted to have a quick shower, so again I said fine, and he didn't call till 10:55. Fucking long shower. He was totally normal on the phone, and after another couple of days of him saying he was super busy, I lost the plot and asked him what the fuck was going on. He said he felt the same as before, life had just been manic and we would see each other at the weekend. The next day, I had a text from him saying, I have to be honest, an ex of mine has been in touch and I don't know what to do about it. I need a few days to think about it. Sorry to be a pain. I messaged him to say how disappointed I was that he had lied to me and that I couldn't be waiting around to find out if I was his first choice if he didn't know that immediately.
I love you.
And here we are, back on the dating apps, but slightly wiser and more unforgiving. This year, I'm focusing on buying a house for me and my daughter after 18 months of financial nightmares and living with my amazing parents. I agree with Carly, maybe dating apps aren't the way to go, but my hobbies aren't exactly masculine, so I'm unlikely to meet anyone that way. It hasn't been easy, but I know what is meant for me won't pass me by, so I'll keep being patient and manifest that my dream man is just waiting for me to bump into him in Starbucks. Keep up the good work, girls. Lots of love.
Do you know what? I think that when it comes to dating, I've always said it, every single situation is a lesson. And as long as you take from it what is going to work for you for the next relationship, situationship, whatever you want to call it, then it's worth it. And I just feel like listening to all those different dates and everything, I think you can really take on board like what you're willing to accept, what you're not. I'm really glad that you've got the right attitude. Like when you see that something isn't working in your favour or they're not treating you right, you've sort of like put your foot down and walked away. I think it is really noticing those red flags at the beginning and not ignoring them, like him letting you meet his daughter after 3 weeks. Like, that is weird. That shows that he's not maybe like thinking about his daughter, prioritizing her feelings, like stuff like that. I don't think is right. And yeah, I think that don't be put off by the dating apps because you haven't yet found someone on the dating apps. Like, be open-minded, because you can always still meet someone off of them, but you can't meet someone on them if you're not on them.
For anyone who is dating, one massive lesson I have learned this time round, and I know I have been guilty of doing probably the opposite. When you go on a date with someone, rather than coming away from that date and thinking, oh, do they like me? Did I mess up? I want you to ask yourself, do I like them? How do I feel about them? And that's what I've really been doing when I've been going on these dates. It's rather than being like, oh, did I say too much?
Like looking for validation from them.
Because I think that the previous time, that is what I was after. And it was like, I wasn't even asking myself how I felt about them. Whereas this time around, I'm like, how did they make me feel? Mm-hmm. And that is such a game changer. And I think as well, I've really seen where I've done the work this time because I know my self-worth. And for me, it's like, I feel unbothered if someone doesn't want to see me again, because I'm very trusting that what's meant for me won't pass me by. And I'm very sure about the energy I need someone to bring. And if they're not matching that or bringing it, that's okay. It's an experience. And like, I'm not going through any of these, not that I've had a bad date, but we could say they're unsuccessful because they've not gone anywhere. But they're not, because they're all teaching me things that I know I need to learn in order for me to actually know exactly what it is I'm looking for.
Just view each date that doesn't end up going anywhere as stepping stones to the right person. 100%. And like Carly said, when that right person comes along, you won't get those like niggling, like red flag feelings and stuff. Like, don't ignore them, because ignoring the red flags and continuing with someone that's not right for you is just delaying getting to the right person.
Yeah.
This just stood out as we've been sort of talking just all about dating, and someone's subject is Bumble profile, and she's given a screenshot, and the screenshot is, okay, so on Bumble, like, you say your name and then you can just write your own bio. There's not as many, like, you actually, you know, like how on Hinge.
Yeah. There's they've changed it though.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they have changed.
Okay, this guy's bio, she's pretty much put like, sorry, is this meant to be really attractive or something? So this is what he's put. I work a lot, enjoy the gym, need a woman that actually understands. Oh my God. The fact that he can't even write properly would be my first thing. That actually understands sarcasm, because half of the stuff I say, people believe I'm being serious, as I can't take it no more.
So you guys are hysterical.
Hold on. And also, I own a passport.
Congratulations.
She's put here, sorry, own a passport. Is that meant to be really attractive or something? That is honestly,
I've got
Corey, that is really not a good profile.
My friend sent me.
Yeah, that's something else, guys. Please send us screenshots of people's profiles.
I've got screenshots as well. I need to start. So my friend, won't disclose who she is. We're both on dating apps and we've been sending each other like really funny things back and forwards. Someone has got in their bio, myself and a male friend are looking for a connection with a female for regular fun as a 3, etc.
Hold on, myself and a male friend, so 2 guys.
Yeah. Exclusive. No ONS. What's that?
ONS.
One night stands.
Oh.
No one night stands. We're both straight, and so all the focus would be on you. Double the attention, double the affection, double the pleasure, all on you. I said to her, please go.
Hold on, can I see photos of them?
Just that's the only one I got.
God, I've never seen that.
Yeah.
He's great.
Let me see if there were any other ones. Yeah, he's great. There was another funny one. So one of my friends got like it was on Hinge. So they like your picture, and so it was this man, and then so she clicked on the picture and scrolled down, and looked at his pictures, and there was a picture of him in a car in female stockings and like a corset.
What the fuck?
She was like, "Why am I attracting people like this?" It is funny. Like I will. Do
you know what else is funny? I don't know if you guys will remember. It was ages ago, and I actually wasn't even on the dating apps yet. But this was after I broke up with my ex-boyfriend, and maybe it was me that was on the dating app. So I am crying, crossdresser. And I read not an email, like a message that I got from a guy called Daniel. Do you remember? Yeah. And then it turned out that and I replied to him being like, obviously this is a copy and paste. You need to update it, because I'd shared it and other people have said, I got that message. My friend was showing me her dating profile the other day, and he was on there. So I was like, please match him just to see if he sends it. So she's liked him, but I haven't heard back.
Another thing I will say, so this friend who I keep talking to, we share like things back and forwards. She literally types in to chat GPT, please can you send me a response to this? Can I read you one of them? Like, so in response to someone's profile, she's like, she's going to kill me for sharing this. Oakley, you had me at protective and loyal, but then you had to throw in being a judo champ who's kind, caring and knows how to lead. Seriously dangerous combination. Sunseer, smiles and seduction, because with that bio, you're definitely trying to get something. And honestly, I'm not mad about it. And she literally keeps sending me all these things to ChatGPT.
But is she sending that like with the hope that it would turn into something, or just for a bit of banter?
A bit of banter, and
I was going to say, because that is the...
But we are, yeah, it is quite interesting, shall I say. Anyway, we need to do
Yeah, we are going to do our product of the week. What are you thinking?
Okay, my product of the week, I think you said Ouai. It's spelled Ouai. Hair and body mist, St. Bart. This literally smells like a holiday in a bottle. It's unbelievable.
Oh, it smells so nice.
It smells like
a hair and body mist. Like, what's that meant to do?
So you spray it like, I use it as like, I don't like using
day perfume.
Yeah, but cheaper. I got it from Space NK.
Is it almost like the equivalent of like the salt? You know, the salt.
Yeah. But it lasts in your hair, so smell that. It literally smells like holiday. Does that not smell like holidays?
Spray me now.
Unbelievable.
How let you do it?
It honestly, guys, it's.
Oh, I want that.
On holiday, like summer vibes. Isn't that giving summer vibes?
It is so nice.
Right. Okay, sold. That's my product.
Expensive?
No, so I think it was around the £30 mark.
That's fine.
Every time I've worn it, I've got compliments on it, and it's just unbelievable.
Oh, yeah. It smells so summery.
Isn't it summer?
Yeah, I like it.
What's yours?
My product of the week, I'm going to go in with two because it's like for the same thing, but it was honestly the best decision I made, getting rid of my lashes. Like, I definitely had lash blindness, like, cannot bear them, gross. Anyway, so I straight away started using UK Lash, which has made such a difference to my lashes. Oh, do you? And the Maybelline Highline mascara. Like, I've been trying quite a few mascaras. I was so oblivious to mascaras before because I haven't needed to use them for years. Yeah. It is so good. It really separates your lashes. I just feel like I don't have lashes right now, but like they look good.
Yeah, they do.
And also they don't smudge. Like, you'll never get like the, you know how sometimes people have like the black mascara on their eyelid. It doesn't move. And actually, even when I wash my face, my mascara, or if I have a cry, I don't actually notice, but it must be because like it doesn't drip. It literally.
When I cry every day.
Yeah, I just feel like it's really good, and it's really easy to come off with like micellar water or something. But yeah, so they're
fantastic.
Our products of the week. Okay, confession of the week. I broke up with my ex-boyfriend 2.5 years ago. I'm now in a happy relationship, so loved up, and I couldn't be happier. However, I still can't seem to stop myself having a little Instagram stalk, Facebook stalk, WhatsApp profile stalk.
Okay. Sorry.
I don't have feelings for him anymore. I don't love him, but for some reason, I just still want to know what he's doing and who he's with. Do you think that's an issue?
I feel like you're kidding yourself a bit.
Do you?
So no, like I don't know if I'm just like maybe like got issues, but I just can switch off from someone.
I don't know. I feel like I wouldn't say you've got an issue. I don't think that you doing that takes away how much you feel for your partner now, but maybe it's something that you should try and not do anymore. Like, I understand sometimes being intrigued by what someone's doing, because I'm intrigued by some people that I don't even like know. You know what I mean? So I'm trying to feel like there's that fine line between like inappropriate to
That's
like.
more like someone I might have dated at uni. Like, I wonder if they got married and had a kid. But I've probably looked once. Not.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to like. Like sometimes I don't know. Like I'm trying to think of like a healthy example of. I guess like you just said, like someone that you used to go to school with, like, oh, I wonder if they're still together.
Yeah.
Or like, so I'm trying to put it into that frame of mind, but maybe it's a bit too familiar with it being like an ex that you broke up with like not so long ago.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? But look, no judgment here. You do you, hun.
You do.
Okay, we do an affirmation of the week.
Guys, I'm going to share the affirmation that I put on my stories this morning because I think a lot of people listening are probably single parents and stressing over financial situations and the pressures that being a single parent brings with that. And I don't think we probably talk about it enough. So I want you to say this to yourself if you have been struggling, or even if you're not and you just want more money. I want you to say, money flows easily and effortlessly into my life. And I want you to believe that, feel it, and attract that in, and we're going to be okay.
Amen. I love that.
We love
you guys so much. See you next week.
See ya.
Bye.